it going, everyone? How's it going? This is the Conscious Chicano, and welcome. You see, my Instagram is a little blurry. Oh shoot! Yeah, sometimes the live comes in a little blurry. Okay, so welcome everyone to my YouTube um, and my Instagram, Conscious Chat number 8. And the topic today is going to be climate change and environmentalism. This is a controversial topic amongst Democrats and Republicans, and I'm going to give you a Chicano native perspective. You guys should already know by now what a native perspective is, but definitely, I've been kind of aware of this whole topic for a long time. Um, it's just now there's like new issues occurring, new topics. Oh, how much? Oh, okay. I see a question. How's it going? Casual conversation. I just when I go on live on both, I don't have like a multi-streamer. I just put on my phone and go live at the same time as the YouTube. So I go on live on both. So yeah, so this is a controversial topic on climate change and environmentalism. Also, for people who are coming in, um, read the details below. I have a Rumble channel where you can listen to some real good information, good videos on there. It's uncensored because we know on these, if you guys don't know by now, is these platforms like TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, they censor you if you talk about certain topics. So there's a lot of censorship, even on Google as well. They censor you. You can't talk about certain topics. So go to my Rumble link below, or add me on Instagram. I have several accounts there. You can message me if you want some resources, some links. If you want to join us on our Telegram, Telegram is a good platform. A lot of us share a lot of good information there. A lot of really conscious people there. Also, click on my link below on Twitter, and they're even dropping knowledge there too. So, um, and what else? Oh, and also follow the chat rules if you come down. If you want to join me on the video, or even in my regular chat here, just read the rules. Just keep it civil, respectful, positive. Stick to the issue and contribute to it. And yeah, just that's pretty much it. So I decided to make a video on this whole issue. Yesterday, I was just watching a video interview. Um, oh, okay. Yes, I'm trying to figure that out. Let's see here about me being a moderator to help add links to the chat. Maybe yes, we'll talk more on that. I'll send you a message on that because um, I'm new to this, so I don't even know how to set up a moderator. So I actually have to look into that. Um, maybe you can help make sure no weirdos come into the chat and talking nonsense, and just moderate the chat. Sometimes there's random people coming in here and just trying to cause chaos, trying to disturb the lecture flow or the topic flow. you know uh, let's see, there might be three dots on our, and on the YouTube side. Oh, okay. Yeah, right now I'm on StreamYard, so yeah, I'll look into that next time. Definitely. Um, so definitely, I'll send you a message. Definitely, that would really help. Thank you very much. Let's see here. So back to the topic, climate change and environmentalism. What actually what is the reason why I made this video? Well, I was listening to a lecture yesterday, actually an interview on YouTube. You can even go back, go search it. Um, Actually, maybe I shouldn't even say no names. I just don't really like putting people on blast on here. But I will just say that there's these two people that were talking, and one of the ladies, she's pretty good. You know, she has some good documentaries. Critiquing a lot of different things out here. I like a lot of her perspectives, and she was interviewing some other guy. He was some brown guy. Kind of gave you a little hint there, but and this guy, he's known to be. Uh, he talks about a lot of conscious type stuff and everything. And I was just listening to the conversation, but then it's like I don't know what happened to her, but she like looks like she gave in to the Democrats' perspective. And before I saw her, she was kind of like critical of the Democrats and the Republicans. But the way she seems like because of the last 2 years, the whole, you know, uh, I don't like saying certain terms, but you guys know the last 2 years, or um, you know, the whole quote. I mean, I can't even say that. Whew, that was close. The algorithm, the whole uh, 2019 thing. The whole that what occurred, and some people just bought into the propaganda, the hype, and she seems like she was actually influencing this guy to think that way. And I'm like, oh man, that's just terrible, because this guy is usually into, the 9/11 stuff and this and that. He's aware of that, but he's a lot of times it's like all this propaganda just bombarded a lot of people who were aware of a lot of things, and they bought into it. They're they're so um and so in their discussion they were saying, oh yeah, people are in denial of climate change and this and that, and you know and she was talking about that issue, and I was just listening, and I'm like, oh man, she's kind of off on this whole thing. and and so I kind of, you know I was like looking into like different views on environmentalism and climate change. Sometimes I listen to the left. Obviously, I used to listen to a lot of them before, and then the right perspective, right? What the Republicans are saying, what the Democrats are saying, and I've also came across native perspectives, Chicano perspectives on the whole environmentalism stuff. Uh, the green, go green movement and this and that. Um, but what actually kind of woke, now I don't even like using that term, made me aware of some of the problems and issues with this whole climate change and environmentalism is, a liberal guy named Michael Moore, which I'm critical of as well. I don't agree with all his politics either, but he did make a good documentary called "The Planet of the Humans," and it's very interesting. He brings up several issues there, and he basically he critiques the whole green movement. The green, go green, green technology and stuff like that. And he basically exposes the whole the green, you could say that the green uh, industrial complex in some sense, and and he basically says it's the same people making cash profit off the regular industrial complex system that's wreaking havoc on the environment are the same ones now they're going to the whole green technology, and they're seeing it as a way to make profit off, off of this approach to the environment. And he exposes that a lot of this environmentalism is not really environmentalism. It's actually a phony environmentalism, and it's actually even um, it's not making the environment sustainable as well, and it's actually doing similar things to the regular industrial complex out here, you know. And then they had an interesting person that they interviewed there. Her name is, she's from India. Her name is Vandana Shiva. That's her name. And she has an interesting perspective in that whole documentary. And she says that, and she critiques Bill Gates, but she's not against environmentalism. She's been more of a traditional environmentalism, more of a traditional farming type environmentalist, um, and she critiques Bill Gates, and a lot of times, the World Economic Forum, and how they they um, they present like, obviously there are some environmental issues out here, but they offer false solutions, and I was actually just looking more into what she was saying, and she critiques a lot of their solutions. And so I was kind of thinking, like, wait a minute, so Western society creates the problem, right, with their industrialization. Ever since they started their whole industrialization and globalization, colonization, the whole factory industrial stuff, pollution, and mass production of goods and products and everything. Changing the food, even, I'm gonna get deep into this whole GMO stuff and this so-called vegan environmentalism too. I'm gonna expose that coming up. But yeah, this whole environmentalism, you have to question the 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 movement that's pushing for solutions for climate change, the World Economic Forum, the globalists, and all them. They're providing false solutions, and they're using this. They see this problem, occurring, and they want to provide more centralization, more control, and their solutions are not really good for the environment either, and not good for humans as well. And so that whole documentary, Planet of the Apes, I mean, my bad, not Planet of the Apes, Planet of the Humans. Well, that's where I think he got the idea from, but it's called Planet of the Humans. Um, Vandana Shiva comes on there, and I've seen a lot of her documentaries critiquing Bill Gates. And let me tell you about Bill Gates. This guy, one of the critiques is that he's really rich, right? And he's buying up a lot of land right now. And right now, he wants to basically control the whole agricultural system. And he's pushing for a lot of GMO type stuff, and one of the criticisms as well is that he's taking up all the farming in some sense, and a lot of these these mom and pop like farmers out here are, you know, they're being pressured, at times, and a lot of times they're these rich guys, come in, and it's not just even Bill Gates, it's even other companies. They're just coming in and buying up all the land. And so what happens is when they buy up most of the land and start their farming agricultural system, industrial agricultural system, they're basically destroying all the organic foods out here, you know, and everything's gonna be non-GMO. I mean, I might bad. Everything's gonna be GMO, GMO, full of pesticides. They're gonna be using all these toxic fertilizers and everything, and so we're gonna have a food system that's not gonna be good for humans, and they're gonna give us this fake food right here. Bill Gates even pushing this fake meat stuff. I was look, as you guys know, I'm a health coach. I study a lot of the nutrition and health and wellness, and even dealing with the whole environmentalist type stuff, and it's kind of like the ecosystems and everything. Um, and this whole fake meat stuff, even has ingredients in it that are not natural and they're actually not good for you. They're toxic, so not healthy for you. So they're pushing a lot of this fake meat, so you won't eat healthy, organic, non-GMO meat. And right now we're having the whole issue of lack of chickens, right? So I know some decolonization people are saying, "Oh, we don't need chickens; those are the colonizers' chickens." Well, actually, chickens come from, they say, Asia, right? So it's not necessarily colonization. And there's some foods around the world that may be healthy, that are okay to eat, but the problem is that the whole I've been going to different markets and I've been seeing they're running out of eggs, you know, and I eat eggs, they're healthy, good fats, a lot of good nutrients in the egg yolk. Before they used to tell you, oh, don't be eating eggs, it's unhealthy, it contributes to heart disease and this and that. That's a false um, belief based on a bogus study that has been debunked. Now we have new research actually supporting, kind of like the healthy fats and low carb diets, But I won't go all into that. But what I'm saying is, they're providing false solutions out here, and that film Planet of the Humans, it's um, Vandana Shiva makes a good point. She's saying that um, they're actually to get their green um, technology going. They're chopping up a lot of trees. It's causing deforestation, and obviously we have an issue with that, right? Um, Especially when it comes to the Amazon and the whole deforestation there. And you got these big time companies coming in and chopping everything up, and they say that the Amazon is kind of like the oxygen for the planet, right? So we got these big old corporations coming in, trying to industrialize everything, chopping everything up, buying up the land, kicking the natives out and everything, and they're creating this whole industrial agricultural system that is not healthy for the environment and it's not sustainable for the earth and for humans in long terms. And I was actually looking into the difference between Western European agricultural systems um, Western industrial, um, European um, agricultural systems versus native agricultural systems. And that's an interesting topic there. And I was looking at a lot of the Western industrial agricultural systems. They could care less about the environment. It's all about profit and production, right? And what happens is in the process of producing all this fake food, right, full of toxic ingredients, they damage the soil as well. They damage the soil. And when you damage the soil, you damage also the environment, and you can't use those soils. And the more you deplete soils around the world, the harder it is to even grow healthy food out here. And so soils have to have certain nutrients, right? You have to take care of the earth, as the natives say, you know. So um, that's the problem also too. Is we have this fast-paced Western industrial farming system that wreaks havoc on the environment, right? And and so the difference between the Western farming systems versus the indigenous ones, there's a lot of differences. And so for number one is the Western industrial approach. Um, it you're creating a lot of fake food, GMO food, full of toxicities and chemicals that are not even healthy for us humans, right? This is why we have a corrupt food system. This is why humans are developing chronic disease, more than ever, So that's part of the problem. Fake foods, right? Another thing is just, even the way they even grow, like certain crops. They usually use a mono crop approach where it's like they just use a mass plot of land and they just grow one type of crop there. And 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 because they claim that, oh, we need to mass produce, right, at a faster rate. But I noticed that even with, say that with that, compared to the native agricultural approaches, natives have like a multi-crop approach where, say, you have a plot of land and you have different crops grown, either taking turns in different cycles, or you grow other crops with other crops. And this actually, you know, it provides more health to the soil. It benefits even other, like when one crop may actually complement another crop in helping it grow and become bioavailable, as they claim, right? And this whole approach, the native approach to farming, creates better biodiversity instead of using toxic, like fertilizers and pesticides, insecticides, and all that. The native approach is like, okay, if you certain crops, you use certain crops that can repel certain insects and even help certain plants to even grow and be more nutritious and more healthy, with less, not no toxic ingredients in it. So the native approach is actually pretty good. I was looking into that, and we have this whole issue of farming. Like, who owns all the land, right? It's not even only the issue is not even about having good farming, right? What I'm actually advocating is native farming and native approaches to agriculture. Uh, it's kind of like a eco-friendly, and there's actually a term to this. I think it's um, agro. Let me see. Agroecology. That's what it is. Agroecology, and it's basically being aware of, like, when you're growing food, growing crops, and all that, the whole process, trying to keep everything basically all natural, right? With all none of these toxicities in there, and also um, being aware of like the process, whether it's going to harm the environment or not. And as natives say to all my relations, right, it's caring for the earth, it's caring for the food. It's just being aware of that. It's like an eco-friendly approach, to agriculture. So, but the Western industrial complex, they don't care about that. All they care is about profits and mass production. So they'll give you this GMO food. They're gonna put all this toxic chemicals in the soil, and and you're gonna eat all this toxic food, right? And then it destroys the environment at the same time, and even affects the animals too. So we have the problem with the whole Western, uh, industrial, approach to agriculture, and so a lot of times these guys, okay, they start promoting this whole climate change thing. So I heard debates on both sides, right? And a lot of the Republicans say, oh, there's no such thing as climate change, right? That it's just a natural process, right? That the the I guess the patterns of climate change. It say it gets hot and it cools down, like there's cycles, right? And there's some truth to that, right? And I would agree with some of that as well. But the way I am is I do see a problem with this whole Western industrial complex. We got mass pollution, right? Mass pollution of like you can't even drink. Like just think about prior to colonization, most of the environment was healthy, right? You're able to eat natural, organic foods. Able to drink healthy water, right? Breathe cool, healthy air. Ever since we had this whole Western colonization, this industrial, invasion, right? Uh, Nothing's healthy anymore. It's like you can't even eat healthy food hardly, unless you're very focused in finding organic, non-GMO, grass-fed food. And um, also it's like you can't even drink healthy water. I was looking into a company that actually uh, does like analysis on the chemicals in water, and you could type up your own zip code or different zip codes, and most of the water is full of toxicities that cause cancer, and the chemicals are high, like it's like above the limit, way above the limit. I was looking in my city, I'm like, oh man, look at all these chemicals in these water, like, and some people still drink out of faucet water. I know I don't, but we also bathe in this water, right? Unless you have a filter, right? But most people bathe. Some people don't even drink faucet water, but they still bathe in it, and then your skin still absorbs all this toxic chemicals, right? Your skin absorbs, um, what you put on your skin, like. So it's like a lot of the environment is toxic, and then we have this industrial complex system that destroys natural habitats for animals and even plants. I was looking into even like the whole green technology. The green technology, we had the issue with the regular Western industrial complex, but then you get into the green technology, and their approach to environmentalism is also causing deforestation, destruction of natural habitats, and so we got to question even some of this so-called environmentalists. And as you guys know, I'm pro-indigenous, yes, and a lot of us are just naturally pro-environmentalism, right? Taking care of the earth, right? Taking care of the creators what the creator has given us, right? Creation, right? And and being in harmony, good relations, right? Having a basically a eco-friendly in relations out here. But ever since colonization, this whole industrial complex, it's just disrupted a lot of things out here. Um, so I do believe there's an issue with pollution, contamination, and fake realities out here, fake food, and their solution of all, they offer different solutions, different technologies out here. And I think sometimes these solutions and technologies are a problem itself too. A lot of this green movement, they're just like the regular industrialists, where they want to make profit off this. Is globalization, corporation, and they're still trying to manipulate the situation, right? The whole World Economic Forum, So it's very interesting, this whole issue. So welcome to my chat room. If you guys just came in, definitely. Um, so um, yeah, so we had that whole issue. So I like to get to the root of it, and I like to think of how the Americas was, you know, how it was before the whole colonization and industrialization. And just imagine that, right? Imagine how it was, how healthy it was, right? And ever since the Europeans came and introduced their food systems, their whole agricultural system, their farming systems. I remember I was studying the whole farming systems of when they came to the Americas. They started disrupting even the ecology out here. A lot of native approaches, the native farmers out here, they were very well attuned with their environment, um, you know, and I know, like, for example, Mexicans, we have a rich history of farming, right? But we adopted, we were colonized, right? And so a lot of us adopted the Western approaches to farming, which is not good for the environment. So in a sense, I think probably we would actually have to go back and start studying our native approaches to agriculture and farming, and start using everything natural, organic, and learning how to grow stuff that's healthy for the environment and for humans, and that's the that's the problem with this whole Western approach to farming. It's just they don't care about health, environmental health, human health. They don't animal health. They don't care about you know they just care about profits, and how much production you can make. Even if it means making the environment toxic, the food toxic. As you guys know, I'm not vegan either, because I see even this veganism is even part of the whole green movement too. Because I was looking into the how they try to say veganism is good for the environment, and that's not even true right there. I was looking into how they're causing deforestation, destruction of a lot of uh, a lot of natural habitats, in order to mass produce a lot of these vegan foods. And then a lot of times these vegan foods are not even as healthy as they claim, and they even have toxic ingredients in them as well. So not even healthy for humans as well. So, and this even relates to the whole Bill Gates thing, where he's pushing this fake meat, which is not even healthy for people. Um, so I'm very critical of this whole World Economic Forum approach, you know, to the whole issues of environmentalism. But I am pro environmentalist, but more kind of like a, going back to the native ways, right? going to our indigenous ways, and and the native ways will disrupt the whole Western industrial agricultural systems too. And even farming, we need more indigenous farmers having their own land too. We have these European colonizers owning most of the land, right, and being the farmers, right? They just pass on the land to their offspring, right? And it is all based on stolen land, right? Ever since colonization, right? So we need to have more Mexican, more brown, more native farmers out here, and farming the right way. Keep it organic and natural, right? um, so yeah, there's just a lot of issues. I don't even like. I'm like kind of like Vandana Shiva. Like I like her approach. She promotes a lot of traditional indigenous approaches to environmentalism and natural approaches, and she's critical of even the green movement, all this fake environmentalism and everything, and they're trying to hijack the real environmentalist movement, and they're trying to push their World Economic Forum agendas out here. You know, they're fake meat. Bill Gates he's just buying up a lot of land right now, and he's trying to push the GMOs and all this fake stuff and all that. And I don't want to go into other topics because there's a lot of censorship on here on YouTube. Um, but if you guys just came in, click on my link below whenever you get a chance. I have a Rumble channel, and I go deeper into a lot of issues, because I got banned on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube for talking about certain topics. But it deals with the whole World Economic Forum and their whole globalization, centralization, and all that. There's a problem with that. Um, but yeah, definitely go check out my Rumble account or go click on my Twitter account too, and you'll find stuff there too. But yeah, we have to, as indigenous brown folks out here, we gotta question the the Republicans and the Democrats on this whole issue of climate change and environmentalism. So the Democrats push this false solutions, this World Economic Forum solutions, this fake green environmentalism, and then you got the Republicans. So that was the Democrats. The Republicans push. Oh, they're into denial, climate change denial. They may have some truth to the climate change, that there are not natural cycles that occur, but I do think industrialization has kind of disrupt those natural cycles at times and even made them even worse. Uh, and there's no denying that the industrialization has uh, contaminated the earth, and the evidence is like I can't even go out there and drink some healthy water. I'm out here in Los Angeles. You go out in the air is like one of the worst types of airs. I mean, like you can't even breathe the air out here. That I mean, you have to breathe, right? But it's very toxic, right, compared to other like places out there. Although China has a really bad, um, the oxygen over there is very toxic. So, but even these people like to idolize communism and all that. But we have China is one of the worst. Uh, you know, it's one of the worst when it comes to environmentalism. Like their air is so polluted over there. So we got to stop idolizing all this, like this whole communism and socialism. I mean, I see issues with all these systems, all these governments. Capitalism is also a problem because we have this mass production and they don't even care about the environment, right? They don't care about humans. It's all about money, right? And they could care less about how, all this stuff affects us, this mass production, toxicities, and all that. So, definitely. So, if you guys ever get a chance, go check out that. I don't agree with Michael Moore's politics all the time because he jumped on the whole World Economic Forum bandwagon and globalization. But he does have a good documentary he came out with. It's called Planet of the Humans, and it's with Vandana Shiva, and she critiques Bill Gates. And you can even find Vandana Shiva, like go on rumble.com or bitshoot.com, type up her name, and she just spits knowledge on like real environmentalism. She's pretty good. Um, and just even look into native agricultural practices too, and their wisdom on being in harmony with the environment, and taking care of the earth, not destroying the earth at a fast pace. Sometimes you gotta use animal like native seeds. I'm even critical of the whole veganism stuff of claiming that it's healthy for the environment, but natives also they eat meat, right? They eat proteins. They did kill animals. The only problem is they didn't mass murder animals, right? So when you have industrialization, there's a faster rate of killing animals, right? I don't even call it murder, but it's killing animals. It's a mass production of that, and you disrupt the whole ecosystem, right? So when natives ate, they did eat vegetables and fruits seasonally, and they didn't over consume meat. They ate proteins, yeah, meat, when they had to, for survival. They ate fish, they ate turkey, they ate buffalo, rabbits, rattlesnakes. The list goes on and on. Whatever the environment provided, right? So that's what I'm kind of advocating, is going back to our natural ways, our natural approaches, because this whole Western approach to you know food systems and agriculture is it's not good on the long term. It's not good for our health. It's not good for the health of animals, for the earth, in general, to our all our relations. So just be aware of that. I guess I'm gonna open up the conversation. If any of you want to join me on the video and talk about this, I'm gonna put the link up, but just I actually say invite me, and I guess I'll post my link. And if not, feel free to ask me questions here, and I'll be willing to respond to them. But when you join my video, just keep it respectful, stay on topic, no weirdos, right? And contribute, be positive, and just keep it civil. So just if you want me to invite you on video, say invite me. Anyways, I'm gonna look at some of the comments here. Welcome to my chat. This is Conscious Chat number 8. So I'm gonna look at some of the comments here, and let's see. Definitely. So I guess one of the comments is, let's see. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, some of the toxic foods out here, the fake foods and all that, especially like there's so much soy. They put so much soy in the foods out here. It is emasculating men, right? It's messing with their hormones, right? Yeah, that is a good point. It's making there's cases where they're saying the chemicals in there are in the ingredients are making people infertile and emasculating men as well. You have a good point there. There's actually I've heard of some of those discussions on that. So it explains a lot of things out here. Sometimes food does affect you. It affects you definitely. And when you get into this health and wellness consciousness, you see, okay, food, can affect even your behavior. It can, when you're deficient, you could be in a grouchy, bad mood. You could be overly sensitive, getting angry quick, um, and like you said, too much soy in the food, it definitely has an effect on people. And I got into the whole soy stuff. It has an effect both on men and women. Um, and this even deals, this whole environmentalism deals even with the whole um, the food ingredients and all that. Like when there's too much soy in the foods and we're overly consuming all this soy, I heard that even affects women where it creates too much estrogen, and I heard cases where too much estrogen can lead to cancer. So that's some interesting things going on there with that whole soy stuff. And soy is all over the place, and that's, and I heard that there's natural soy and there's unnatural soy. But I think even consuming it too much is not a good thing. Like I know Asians consume soy, but it's more organic, non-GMO, um, and then they don't eat it overdo the soy, and they combine it with other foods that actually complement it. So it's not they're just eating nothing but a lot of soy products, and that's the problem with a lot of vegans. They're always eating a lot of soy products all the time, and so definitely you have a good point there. Um, Also, somebody asked, what do you think about homemade kefir and kombucha? Oh yeah, yeah, that's kefir, kombucha are really good. That it's really good for you. And what else? It's good for good gut health, as they say. It just does so much for you. I'm trying to remember. Uh, there's a term. Fermentation. Yeah, fermented like foods and everything, drinks. Those are pretty good for your gut, and your overall health. It does so much for you. Yeah, like I said, natural organic foods definitely. Um, and somebody said they make the problem, then they come up with the solution. Yep, you're on point there. That's right. They call it problem, reaction, solution. So they create the problem, right? And then we react, right? We react, oh, shoot, you know, either we react irrationally or even rationally at times, but there is a reaction, right? And then because of that, after creating the problem, we react, we're aware of, oh, okay, there's this problem that they created, and then they offer the solution, which is a false solution. They manipulate you, and a lot of times they they call it order out of chaos, right? They cause the chaos and then they establish their order. It's a false order. It's more centralization and control, and this is what the World Economic Forum is doing right now. You know, if you look into them, there's a lot of globalization, a lot of manipulation and propaganda going on everywhere. So yeah, they definitely trying to manipulate the masses right now. Um, yeah. So and somebody said, your parents are old school. They grow chiles, tomatoes, milpas de maíz, and pasote. In the Inland Empire. Okay. They also had chicken and roosters, but the city came to all the house. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's some good insight right there. I was just talking earlier how there's a lack of eggs right now in some of the markets right now. I usually buy like, healthy eggs. I don't buy any that GMO stuff, and And I'm going to these markets and there's hardly any eggs on the shelf. I'm like, oh shoot, what's going on here? And it's a lot of markets, right? And they're trying to claim that, oh, the the chickens are they're what I heard one that supposedly they had to kill them because they had a so-called virus, right? Oh shoot, I don't even like talking about that topic here because YouTube censors you. But I just mentioned that once there, so hopefully the algorithm doesn't catch that. But so yeah, they're killing some of them. Right now, farmers are coming out and saying that they changed the ingredients in what they're feeding the chickens, and so right now they can't produce that many eggs. They're hardly producing any eggs, so they purposely change the ingredients in the food. So they want to create a kind of like an egg shortage right now, and like this person said right here that they're confiscating they're going to houses now in certain places, and they came they came to the house to kill them. Oh man, that's crazy. Thanks for sharing that right there. So yeah, a lot of us Mexicans, especially Mexicans from the north, are into they live on the ranches, and they know about farming and everything, and they eat from organic, non GMO food and all that healthy. A lot of people that live off the farm are actually they live longer and they're healthier, right? Versus people who are out there eating all this junk food, fast food, um, even this GMO food from the markets, you know. But you made a good point there that wow, they're coming to their they went to your parents' house and the city went to your parents' house and they're making them kill the chickens and roosters so they won't grow their own food. And yeah, and this is part of the problem. They want to control everything. They want to control your access to food, and this is what they want to do. And this is the World Economic Forum's agenda right here. And right now, even farmers are being threatened right now, and they're trying to shut down farmers. They're trying to control them right now, and they want to set up their own systems of control out here, and they want to control the food system. And basically, they want you to go meatless, right? And they want you to eat their fake food, their fake veganism. I call it the NWO diet. There's actually on my you go to my Rumble account and click on it, and my recent upload was is called the NWO diet, the whole vegan agenda. um, anyways, let's see. My you said. Uh, oh, okay. So yeah, definitely. What else? Let me see what other. I've heard recently from family that chickens are being killed by their city. It makes me wonder if we can fight it or do we have to be compliant. Oh wow, good point. Good point. Yeah, there's some weird things going on here. Maybe look into that. Um, yeah, so yeah, food control. Yeah, that's what they want to do. They want to control the food system. Um, especially their with their talks. They want to they want to they're also on this what they call the transhumanist agenda, and it's not just transhumanist, but it's I would say like they're trying to manufacture all of reality. They're trying to change all of reality for their consumerism, for their mass production, for their monopolies, right? For just to make more money, right? So that means that they can't patent natural stuff, right? So they have to transform natural stuff out here and create their own ingredients and compounds and certain foods, and they want to so they can patent it and make money off it. So this is their food system is artificial, most of it, you know. And the reason why it's all artificial is because they want to make money off of it, and they want to ban any access to natural, organic, non-GMO foods, and and they want to get rid of that as much as possible. So they want you dependent on them and their food system. That's why it's very important. If you have plots of land, if you have access to that, if you know people who have that, get them to start growing, real food, natural food. Even pay attention to the seeds because, like for example, in Mexico, even Monsanto was trying to go up there and trying to get the farmers to use their GMO seeds, right? And even Mexico, they put a stop to it, right? They know their plans, right? But they're trying to do this. They're trying to do this with the whole environment. That it's kind of like they want an artificial reality, and the reason why is they can have more control of the masses over the environment, make money off of that, and at the same time, this artificial reality is hazardous to the natural environment, hazardous to human health, and they claim it's going to be better for the environment. They claim that it's going to be healthier for us, but it's not. It's not. And this is also their agenda. See, this whole environmentalism even deals with the whole depopulation stuff, where they're claiming that, oh, we have too many people living on the earth, right? And all this, too many people on the earth is bad for the environment. So this is why they justify in ways to try to depopulate, right? In different ways. And I can't go all into that, but you guys probably might know in the last 2 years what they were doing, right? I'm not going to go all into that, but they're using this environmentalism, you know, to they're pushing this whole, oh, we have too many humans on the earth, right? And that's not even true. We have enough resources for everyone. The only issue is that we got the rich hoarding all the wealth, hoarding all the resources. We actually have enough resources for everyone, right? There's no overpopulation, So that's the deception out here, to think that we have too many people living on the earth, and this it's not true. We have enough resources for everyone. I was looking to a scientist, I think he was a statistician too, talking about that. And he was debunking a lot of this overpopulation models out here that they use. And we're not overpopulated. We have enough resources for everyone. So yeah, definitely. So definitely Monsanto was blocked in Mexico, which is a good thing, which is good. Um, but definitely, I guess, you know, definitely delve into this whole real, critique this whole, first of all, critique the whole Western industrialization approach to agriculture and the environment and the food systems, and also critique the fake environmentalism, the green movement too, and how they're into corporatism as well, making a profit off of everything. Um, you know, so definitely look into that too, and maybe look into the real solutions. Our native approaches. Even our Mexican approaches. Mexicans are known for having agricultural systems and ways to to farm for thousands and thousands of years. So I think Mexicans still have maintained some of those native, a lot of those native traditions. But also the issue is some of them have been colonized and they adopted some of this GMO stuff. So just be aware of that. So I think we have to become more environmentally aware, more eco-friendly, and really delve into the issues, and don't let people from the Republicans or Democrats manipulate you to think otherwise. Really dig deep into this, and you know, and maybe talk about these issues, and maybe promote certain approaches and solutions. I'm sure there's not one approach. There's many. It's like that lady Vandana Shiva says. The problem is a lot of times it's the system. It's the system that It's like I said, it's all about money and profits, right? Mass production, and that disrupts the whole harmony of the ecosystem at times. When a lot of these corporations out here, when they go into a environment, they could care less about it. Like they're just spilling all their chemicals everywhere. They're just chopping everything down, mass producing, throwing in all these toxic chemicals in the soils, and making all growing all this toxic stuff. So you can see, like, industrialization is kind of like the toxic manufacturing machine out here, and it's like destroying the health of the environment, of the earth, of humans, and everything. So, anyways, I guess I'm going to end it at this. Thanks for your questions and comments for people who joined in my chat room, and definitely. And this is you can contact me if anyone wants to contact me. Wants more resources, wants some links. Message me on Instagram. I have all my links down there. Check out my Rumble account. Also go to my Twitter. I share lots of good information. So definitely. All right. So this is the Conscious Chicano, and don't be woke. Be conscious. Have a good day.